TranWare Enterprise Cloud Key Features Overview. 1. Brokerage integration and reservations. 2. TranAir and Rider app. 3. Scheduling and batch routing. 4. TranWare scheduling module. 5. Flexible billing and payment options. 6. Reporting, driver management, and maintenance. 7. Agency and account portal. Let's begin. One of the most compelling and useful features of the TranWare Enterprise Cloud system is our brokerage integration. It's very easy to retrieve trips and indicate which trips you would like to accept or refuse from your desired brokerages. From the control panel, we can go into the Utility Brokerage Integration menu, Brokerage Trips, and then choose which brokerage we would like to retrieve trips from. In this case, I'll choose MART. I'll hit Request. The trips come in, and from this screen I can review the details, and any trips I'd like to refuse, I can do so by pressing the Refuse button. If I accidentally refuse a trip that I do want, I can unrefuse it, and then it will come in as accepted. From here I can just simply hit the Process button, and all trips that I've accepted will come directly into the system. And as the trips are dispatched and dealt with by the drivers, all the real-time updates and GPS information, including trips that are no-showed and actually picked up, will be sent to the appropriate brokerages in real time. Traditional reservations can be made in the call center. If somebody calls in for a reservation, I can simply go to the reservation screen, look up the client name. By typing part of the client name, I can see any profiles that are established for that client. Click on it. From here, I can easily go edit the client information. I can see the client's contact record and see any of the attributes that are set or change any of this information right from the reservation screen. Once I'm satisfied with all of that, I put in the origin, the destination. Save and close done. Rider app is for passengers and TranAir is our driver app. Rider app will be shown on the left and TranAir on the right. Both are lightweight web apps, so there's no need for your customer or drivers to download and maintain the app on the device. Since they are web apps, they're iOS, Android, or tablet compatible, and they can even be used on a laptop. The first one I'm going to demonstrate is the Rider app. What you can do is promote your app by posting placards with a QR code, which would represent the unique URL for your fleet's app. These placards might be put inside your vehicles or common locations like medical facilities, airports, or other popular places where riders might request transportation. Once they set up their phone number and name on the device, every time they click on the URL or the saved bookmark will bring them into the app. First thing I'm going to do when I get into the application is input my phone number and name, and when I submit the phone number, I'm going to get a text on the device for a passcode. If I get the code, I can put my name in and save it. When I first come into the application, it's going to determine my current location, and it's going to set the pickup time to the current date and time. I can edit the location if I want to make sure that my street address is exactly where I am. It's going to be very close based on GPS, but you can verify if it needs to be changed. The Edit button allows you to do that. At this point, I can also enter my destination. And then this gives me a chance to review the cost and see a display of my pickup location, which is the green symbol, showing me right where I am, and then the red end is where the trip will end. I can set up credit card payment if the fleet offers that, and this allows me to store my credit card information securely in the merchant processor. I click Setup Payment, enter my card number, the expiration date, security code, billing zip code, and once I save this, it's processed and tokenized at the merchant processor, which can be used for future transactions. You, as the fleet, do not have access to the credit card information, which keeps the entire process PCI compliant. Another option the passenger can do at this point is choose whether or not to receive SMS text updates from your fleet. Likely they're going to set that as yes, because we can send updates to their trip status. So if they leave the application and their vehicle is outside, we'll send them a text message, and they can click on that link to get right back into the app. Also, any attributes that you've specified for your passengers can be selected here. You may want to allow a customer to decide that they only want to ride with drivers that can speak Spanish, or a female driver, for example. All of these are user-definable, and whichever attributes we've set up for you and your dispatch system will show up on the passenger's mobile app. I'm going to go ahead and save this. We'll continue with my reservation, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and review. This is the estimate. I'm going to confirm the date and time, origin and destination. I can put in a message that will go to the driver. At this point, the trip has gone to dispatch, and is no different than if I had called the dispatch office and talked to a reservationist. Now the screen is updated and shows that the trip has been scheduled. The driver would have a screen like this on the mobile device. Each one of your drivers is going to have a unique number and a PIN number that you're going to assign to them. Now we can specify a vehicle inspection, which allows you to require your drivers when they first log in for the day to do certain things. Check the lights, check the tire pressure, take pictures of the vehicle. And now that I've logged in, I've already been offered this trip. So I've logged in, the system knows where I am, knows my status. I'm going to go ahead and accept the trip, and you'll see that just that quickly, I've accepted the trip. So now as the driver, I know where to go pick up the passenger. The passenger has now been notified that the trip has been dispatched, so they know that the driver is on the way. So the driver will see any trips that are currently assigned to them in itinerary format with the next step to perform at the top of the list. I can call out the passenger by clicking this button to make an automated voice call. Making an optional automated voice call to the passenger. If they are using the Rider app, it will notify them that the driver is outside. I can also arrive at the location. It's all up to you to decide whether you want the drivers to be required to indicate when they get there, when they load the passenger. I also have the option to no-show the trip if the passenger doesn't come, but by default, the driver's just going to load the trip and indicate that passenger's on board. The passenger is notified in the app that the trip has been completed. The driver completes the trip when the passenger is dropped off, and it will be marked as completed in the Rider app. The passenger has the ability to review previous trips in the app. And at this point, it's already done. So this easily a passenger has logged on, submitted their reservation, optionally put their credit card information in to submit the trip, and pay for the trip with the credit card. The drivers received the trip, done a shift inspection. Now, the driver can go about their day performing their job. When the driver's done, driver logs out and is off the system. And the next morning when they log in, they'll get their shift inspection which they can perform. And that's all there is to it. TranWare has extensive capabilities for scheduling trips automatically. You can batch schedule trips by groups of vehicles and certain types of trips, or you can actually schedule fixed routes that you have a certain sequence that you need to follow for a group of passengers going to common locations. In the batch routing system, we have route masters that allow you to get very specific about the days of the week and which hours of each day the drivers will be operating their vehicles. You can choose the vehicle capability and capacity, break times for the drivers each day of the week. It's very easy to go in and run the batch schedule once this is configured. It's just as easy as downloading the trips for the day you want to route. The system will show the allocation of trips by hour of the day as well as routes that are available. Scheduling the routes just takes a couple of seconds. The system will automatically build the most efficient routes and show you which vehicles are utilized and how they're utilized. If you want to look at a vehicle that has very low utilization, it can be ignored very easily by pressing a button and rerunning the schedule. Now we've used 2 fewer vehicles and still got all of the work routed. By clicking here, I can see the actual itinerary on the map, and then I can open up each vehicle's itinerary and see the picks and drops in itinerary mode. Just as easily, I can go into my trip screen and find trips that are grouped to a certain selection of passengers and can schedule that one group by itself and automatically sequence it. Now very easily, I've got these trips sequenced. So they're all going to the same drop-off location, and the computer will figure out the proper order to pick the passengers up. As many scheduled groups as you want can be set up in the routing menu. I can go to schedule groups as I want, and then I can assign trips to those. The live map shows where your vehicles are, what status they are in, and also shows the pending trips. The TranWare scheduling module is a sophisticated route planning, scheduling, and review system to allow you to look at your routes, move trips around as you see fit, Use automated AI functions to generate the best possible routes if you need to make changes on day of service or beforehand. There's an interactive map that shows where the trips will be on the route. Simply clicking on a route in the left pane will scroll the map and show you the trips. The itinerary is in the center of the screen. It's extremely fast. It's easy to take unassigned trips from the bottom. See what they would look like in a route simply by dragging them up. Available space is shown. There are all different types of ways that you can move things around. It's very flexible, and we can show you in more detail, answering specific needs. There's a tool where you can highlight selected trips, drag them into the AI agent. It will automatically come up with the best possible route and give you options. And then you can make decisions on how you want to move your trips. If you have a trip that you want to take off a particular route and move it on to the undispatched trips, it's simple drag and drop. TranWare has a number of options for billing. With the appropriate brokerage portals and API interfaces, once trips are completed, the information will pass automatically to the brokerage. They will process billing electronically. For customers that want to pay with their private pay account using a credit card, that can be done very easily by going to the account, choosing the account you want to add a credit card to, and simply add credit card over the phone. The operator can take the card number and get it processed automatically within the payment process. Credit cards can also be added through the mobile app. For batch billing and billing a large quantity of trips at one time for accounts that you want to send invoices to, that's done through the billing module. Very easily you can go in and create a new billing batch, give it a name, the type of billing you want to do, choose the date range that you want to do, and hit save and close. Once it's done, the batch will show up with the total amount, all the invoices that were created. We can see that we have one invoice for $8,595, another one for $1,500. It's very easy to go in and print the invoices through the reporting module. Invoice 7 to 8. Download. Now I have a customized invoice that can go directly to my customer. Automatic emailing is also available to be configured where invoices can automatically go to your customers. Comprehensive customer reporting is included in the system. If I want to go see trips for a particular day statistics, I can just go in and run it very easily, bring the information to the screen for detailed OTP reporting. It's just as easy. All of this information can be customized. Any report that is viewed to the screen can be easily exported to a PDF. There are many back-office capabilities as well for incidents, which could be accidents. Or customer complaints. You pick a complaint, pick any of the associated information that's relevant to the complaint. You can add notes. There's extensive driver management. Driver notes, phone numbers, pictures. Extensive driver shifts. It's easy to specify which days of the week drivers can work, whether they pay a lease or get paid hourly, on salary, or earn a commission based on the work that they do. There is an integrated maintenance module that allows for shift inspections and other preventive maintenance. I can go in and create a shift inspection. I can pick which types of things I want the driver to perform on the inspection. This is completely customizable. You can specify which items are optional and which items are required before the driver can do his shift. Preventive maintenance can be set up based on the number of days or mileage, whichever comes first. And then each maintenance item can have individual processes that are done by the mechanic, completely user-definable and all integrated in the system. For organizations that want to have special accounts or other agencies log in and input their own reservations, we have an account portal. The agency uses their own personal login and password. And when they log in, they get a very reduced set of functions that they can do. They can input new reservations, look at their existing trips and reservations, and their various contacts and passengers. It's very easy. They add a new reservation. They can search for a passenger from their profile list, select a passenger, select the origin and destination, put in the trip, and that's all there is to it. They can review their own trips, and they only get to see the trips that they are responsible for. Thank you.